So I didn't really want to film today, but I said, no, I'm going to be consistent. And look at what I'm doing. I'm being consistent. And I'm kind of glad I did because now I'm like excited to do this. Can't talk. And I'm going to be so real. This week has been a week from hell, to say the least. Um, I don't know what was in the air this week, but first things first, I got probably the like one of the most perfect submissions because and that's what I'm going to focus on today, like the topic. Um but it kind of relates to my life, so let's just let's just dive right in. So I have been thinking about something for the last few days that has been driving me insane. I and the worst part is I am an overthinker. So even if I wanted to try to stop, I can't because the first week I ever started taking meds, I actually had the most peaceful brain ever. And I was like, wow, is this what normal people feel like? Is this how it is for them? And then I got used to the meds and now I have it again. But it's okay. We're adjusting. We're adjusting. Oh, and it's been such a bad week that we had to increase the med and add another med. So, listen, I'm just trying to get by, okay? Anyways, um the thing I'm going to talk about today is something that I think is not real. It's a myth. That's all it is. It's a myth. And I'm going to be talking about closure because there's no way that that's an act like that's not real. It's not. I feel like closure was just something invented by someone who just couldn't deal with a messy or open-ended ending. And don't know who created it and how we all somehow latched on to this concept that cannot be given to us by others, but yeah, we've been brainwashed. We tend to stay up and overthink things and look at old messages when we shouldn't be, unless that's just me. Um, and we think, oh, like if we just had one more conversation, like I'll feel better or lighter, or it'll be my closure, or fill in the blank. And it's like you think that this like the one perfect right sentence coming from whoever it is you're trying to get closure from is just going to instantly make you feel like, okay, I'm okay with this. But the reality is, even if you had asked for the perfect thing that you needed for closure and you got it, you still wouldn't get the outcome you wanted. So it's like, oh my god, I thought there was someone outside my window. That was scary for a second. You guys are now in charge, and you know, you guys have to watch if anything happens. I this is my this is my evidence. Right. Back to back. Yes. Okay. So, every time you end up going back for closure, you end up not healing what you originally wanted to. You actually end up opening up a new tab and leaving with five more, oh, I just need this to happen and I'll like get my closure, like you, or more questions than you started with, and it's just a never ending cycle would be the word, even though I don't know. I'm just saying you're back at square one. I've just realized that closure has nothing to do with the other person, but everything to do with yourself and your relationship with yourself and what you really take out of the relationships, friendships, family relationships, like romantic relationships, like whatever you take out of those, the determines the extent of how well you can create the closure that you think you need. So I guess what I mean is like, let's say you have a friend or a boyfriend, doesn't matter. Somebody, think of somebody, and whoever that person is, well, yeah, yeah. The real closure, if there is a closure, would be reflecting on it, reflecting your successes with them, your failures, good memories, bad memories, and learning something from it, and also just putting whatever good came from that in a nice little cozy space in your heart. Because at the end of the day, nothing is forever. You're going to lose things, people, and we have to get comfortable with creating our own closure. So I'm going to read the person's submission because it's literally, I can walk through it and say my thoughts through it because it's perfect. They said, "Hey Diana, please tell me what to do because I'm actually losing my mind. My ex and I broke up a month ago and it was completely devastating. I've been doing everything right, going to work, trying to stay busy, trying to do things that I know are good for me. And then out of nowhere, last night, I got a text from him saying, 'Hey, just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing okay. I've been thinking about you.'" At 2 a.m. Right, okay. That's it. No apology, no explanation, just a check in. It completely reset my healing process back to day one. Now I'm obsessing. Part of me wants to reply and ask him what the point even was of that text because I feel like I need answers to finally get closure and move on. Do I reply and demand to know what he wants, or am I just opening myself up to get hurt all over again? I'm actually begging you, don't don't reply. Just don't reply. Because if you are scared of having to get back to step one again, that goes to show that you know how much work you put into trying to heal yourself and rebuild yourself. Why would you want to risk that over someone who's just probably bored at 2 a.m. and is reminiscing? Him texting you at 2 a.m. with nothing else relevant to your life at the moment, not relevant to your relationship, just checking in. Hey, how are you? Been missing you? That's not a check in, that's a vibe check. I don't know. I think that's the best way to describe it. He's trying to see, oh, like, just woke up, felt lonely. Let's see if I have access to her again. 2 a.m. is honestly crazy. Had he texted you at any other time of the day, I would have been like, hmm, you know, maybe we'll give this person the benefit of the doubt. But 2 a.m., like, honestly, why is anyone texting at 2 a.m.? Like, any time past, let's say, midnight, if you're still awake after midnight, I feel like those hours are restricted to falling down rabbit holes or just, doing anything other than texting other people. Why, at least, like, especially things like that deep. I, no one, no, we should not, we should be banned from doing that. I know, I've done that. Maybe not at 2 a.m., but that should have been banned. I don't know. I don't know. Like, when I get home from work, I usually end up being so tired. And I'm like that all day. And I get home and I get settled and I shower. And then by the time I get in bed, I have all the energy I'd needed all day. And I'm like, okay, like these are this is my time to do whatever I want. And I have to choose between getting more rest in hopes I don't feel tired the next day, which I've done that, doesn't work. I did it consistently, didn't work. And then the other option is stay up and just fulfill whatever I want to do. And if I'm being honest, option number two is usually the winner now. It's ridiculous because the other night, every like once in a while, I will go down a rabbit hole about something related to the ocean. Don't know why. I've realized this though. And I learned the other night about a big fin squid. Now you might be wondering what. I did fall down that rabbit hole so bad that I ended up hitting my head on a documentary and I ended up watching it. And I didn't go to sleep till like 2:30, which is fine, okay? But honestly, have you guys ever seen a big fin squid? Because these things live 3 miles under the water, and when I tell you, their tentacles are like 20 feet long. And they are so big. Their fins bend at a 90-degree angle. It makes them look like a spider. And I'm lying there in the pitch black with Toby next to me, and I'm just sitting there terrified as if I'm in the water. I'm 3 miles deep within the water, and it's right next to me actually. There is no reason I would ever be in that situation, but that's the type of rabbit hole I went through. I was trying to figure out what I would do if I was put in that situation. It's meant for the brain rot time, not for texting your ex. So, and I learned something new, so don't even. But at 2 a.m., your brain just does not function the way it normally would. You lose like a sense of reality. You lose a grip on reality, and it makes you more susceptible and vulnerable because you're alone. And God, I don't even know why those are dangerous hours for us. I don't. But if someone knows, please let me know. You are not a functioning human being. You're you're a potato under the covers at that time, watching and learning about sea animals or whatever it is you guys are learning about, or going down the rabbit hole of. There's so many I would love to. I'm gonna make a video talking about all the rabbit holes I've been through and like kind of explaining it because a lot of them, they're not all ocean. So if you guys are into that, well, whatever. I have other stuff too. So back to his messaging at 2 a.m. If you think that a text sent in that headspace at that hour has a deeper meaning, absolutely not. It doesn't. Personally, I would not reply. Personally, I don't think you should reply. But closure is not him dropping in and checking in and you asking for your questions and answers and then him giving you a vague response and then popping right back out of your life. That that's him getting exactly what he wants or her. And you're going to mess up your peace in a matter of what? 10 seconds? If it's a fast replier. And then you're going to spend 3 weeks spiraling about it. Maybe longer, like me. The closure is not his reply or waiting to see if maybe he's going to say the right thing and keep pushing. Closure is realizing that someone who cares about you wouldn't just drop a bomb on your life at 2 a.m. just to see if it explodes. And it really is that that sounds really like disastrous, but it kind of is because if you have such an emotional attachment, it is like a bomb, an emotional bomb. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that little tangent, but like honestly, I really shouldn't be speaking on closure because I'm the last person to give any advice on that. Or maybe because I have had to deal with it for so many things, and I've learned a lot from it. Maybe I am the I don't know. I don't know. But I also find that like hearing other people's opinions or thoughts or perspectives gives you something to bounce off of in a way of like, okay, makes sense. I believe this. I agree with that. It gives you it's like a starting block in a race. You're like, okay, okay, yeah, I'm ready. You know? I don't maybe that was a bad analogy. Listen, it was a really hard day. I I'm sitting there at work trying to design something and I all of a sudden somehow emotions got past my meds and next thing I know, I can't see because my eyes they're producing water. And mind you, these past few months I haven't been able to cry because the meds were just doing its thing. And all of a sudden, I'm randomly crying somewhere I don't want to be crying. I just whatever. I ended up my my job actually ended up ordering takeout from a restaurant and then later on they got us Starbucks and exactly what we wanted too. So I ended up drinking like an venti energy drink. That was work today. And I could work itself was good today. Me, on the other hand, I had to like sit there at my desk. Thankfully, I wasn't like talking to someone else or like blah blah blah. I I must have looked so stupid. If anyone had looked at me, I was literally like having to look up to make sure that no teardrops fell because I should no one should be crying at work. I don't know, guys. Back to the main topic, even though I finished the main topic and now I'm just dwelling. Me and Closure, we're not such good friends. Me and Loss, I hate Loss. Lately, it's felt like I've lost a lot, including my sanity, but I don't even know how I'm still. I don't, yeah. Like, if I'm being honest, I don't know whoever's watching, if you've ever felt lonely at any point in your life, what's the difference between being alone and lonely? We're gonna look that up. Okay, so thanks. Alone refers to actually being by themselves, at like physical state of being by themselves, and lonely refers to a feeling of sadness or desolation caused by lack of companionship. Well, I guess it's safe to say I've been feeling both. And honestly, back to asking if you've ever like to think back at that time in your life. Whenever you feel like that, is it just me or like it almost feels so isolating in the way where it's like I don't think I've ever felt to this extent this feeling, but it's almost like if you disappeared out of thin air, like a magician did that and made you disappear. You have been so isolated that no one would even notice you were gone. And yeah, I mean, I see my dad every day and Toby every day. Okay, and my job. But in terms of like outside of that, no one. And it almost feels like what am I trying to get? I'm trying there is something I don't know how to explain this feeling, but either way, I don't know if that's just me, but I'm trying my best and going back to the beach tomorrow. And I met a new dog I'm going to be or not babysitting, walking and sitting for sometimes. And it's actually really cute because his name's Riley and he looks just like my like dog that I used to have growing up, and very hyper, very opposite of her. But he's also like a really good listener. Like I don't know who trained him, but he's really cute. But apparently he's like a menace on walks, and I haven't done that yet, so we're gonna have to. It's gonna be an experience, and it's actually really perfect because they're the both dogs that I'm walking are both in this same building, so it's really convenient, and it's 3 minutes away from my house. So, yeah. Another thing, and probably the last thing because I'm already hitting a longer period. I don't know actually. I don't. Anyways, I'm also getting hungry, so I'm gonna lose my energy soon. What energy? Don't know. Anyways, there is something I have been choosing to live by this week. Okay? And I'm going to use the most perfect example. So, ever since I think it was junior or senior year, I can't remember because it was a specific person, but I have wanted, yes, I'm an iPad kid, okay? That it's not even that, it's just that like doing other things like notes and art and stuff like that, it's just better. It's just better and it's bigger. But I've been wanting an iPad mini, okay? And I was having such a bad week, and I had been debating just saying, fuck it, let's go get it. But I kept finding reasons not to because I'm like, oh, like, what if I don't even use it, or I don't really need to buy this, like, I'm fine. And, just coming up with all the excuses. But then I remembered something I've learned before. If you are trying to think of reasons and not to do something, that means you should do it. If you are trying to think of reasons why you should do something, that means you shouldn't do it. And well, the first one. So, 2 days ago, went to go buy the iPad mini. And I got it in blue because I love blue, just like my phone is blue. And I love it. And I use it every day. And I even use it at work. So, I'm really proud of my purchase because it like healed a little wish I've been wanting. So, yeah, do whatever it is you're trying to psych yourself out of doing. Don't forget to. I really need to work on this part. I need to add more enthusiasm. Don't forget to send in your submissions, and also I hope you are having a good day or night, whatever time it is you're watching this. And thank you for watching. Okay, I think that's good. Let me know if that was good or any advice, guys. Ow. Also, I think I need to stretch. My hips hurt. I don't know why. Maybe it's from sitting all day at the office. I don't know, but I. Ow. Anyways, bye, guys.